Hello, welcome to Kevlar's Quest, the Modern Life podcast. I'm Kevin Ejezi. Today's quest is the hidden economics of love and attention. The hidden economics of love and attention. Let's break this down. People enter relationships when they trade things of value. And in sexual relationships between men and women, the usual exchange is this: men trade resources for sexual opportunity, and women trade sexual opportunity for resources. Now, when I say resources, people often think I mean money, cash, gifts, handbags, luxury. Sure, that happens, but that's the narrowest way to see it. Resources are much broader. One of the most powerful resources in modern relationships isn't material at all, it's attention. Here's the simple truth: sex is the most reinforcing thing you can give a man, and attention is the most reinforcing thing you can give a woman. That difference creates all kinds of power dynamics. Think about it. Women say they want men who are emotionally available, who show effort, who wave green flags. But here's the catch: women don't consistently reward those men with sex. Men notice this. They see that they see that guys who ignore those rules often still get laid. So many men start out as good actors, trying to give women what they want, but eventually realize that that strategy doesn't work. On the flip side, women complain about boys or narcissistic men. Why? Because those men get sex without giving back attention, validation, or commitment. Women feel cheated in that exchange. Yet, they still choose those men, which is why those men stick around. But here's the bigger imbalance in all this: men give women attention every single day through their likes, comments, validation, and consideration without receiving sex in return. This happens on a massive scale, billions of times daily, and it has reshaped the sexual marketplace. If a woman is already getting her most reinforcing good, which is attention, from hundreds or thousands of people, why does she need to transact with just one particular man? That changes not just dating, but committed relationships too. Now, let's talk about power. In relationships, boundaries aren't just about integrity, they are about control. If I can cut off your options while keeping mine open, I hold more power. And in most committed relationships, women end up being the more powerful players. Why? Because of the asymmetry in what men and women value most. In committed relationships, both sides agree to sexual exclusivity, but sex is far more reinforcing for men than women. That means women's monopoly on sex carries more weight. It's like a company store in a small town. When there's only one supplier of something people really need, the price goes up. So here's the takeaway: men and women aren't the same, and they don't value the same things equally. Attention and sex are traded differently, and that creates imbalances in power. Understanding this helps explain why relationships often feel unfair, why complaints about boys persist, and why exclusivity doesn't land the same way for both genders. People often say it's equal, but let's be honest, it's not. In relationships, the exclusivity that we talk about usually centers on sex. When we talk about exclusivity, most of the time it centers on sex. And for men, sex is the most reinforcing good. They maintain they are in a sexual relationship to obtain. But when exclusivity is built around that, the exchange isn't truly equal. What would equal look like if both sides became the exclusive dealers of each other's most reinforcing good? For men, that's sex. For women, that's attention. Being seen, heard, valued, validated, that's the fuel women run on. And women will often give sex to secure that attention from the men that they want it from. But here's the imbalance. In committed relationships, men give up optionality. In committed relationship, men give up optionality, but women do not give up optionality because they are still getting validations from different men. And when a man tries to talk and say, "Why are you talking to that man?" she'll say, "No, he's just my fan. He just likes me. That's why he liked my picture." But men do not get such attention. They don't get such attention. And Men are being forced to give up their optionality of getting attention from other women. But women do not give up their optionality. They still get attention from other men. Why? Because the main thing that a man looks to obtain from a woman when he comes is sex. Why a woman is attention. So if a woman is getting attention from different men and a man can only get sex from only one woman, it means that there's a great imbalance. They agree not to seek sex elsewhere. Meanwhile, women often keep their optionality open. They can still receive attention from countless sources, friends, co-workers, social media, people that are orbiting them, even strangers on the street. Functionally, that means the man is constrained while the woman isn't. Think about it. A woman who continues to receive validation outside a relationship is in the same position as a man who gets sex outside his relationship. Both are keeping their options open, and that asymmetry creates power imbalances. Here's the thing in all this. Society protects this imbalance. A woman's attempt to stop her man from having sex outside the relationship is seen as healthy boundary setting. But if a man tries to limit the attention his partner gets outside the relationship, let's say by asking why her account is public, why she's dressed a certain way, or why she's spending time with certain men, he's labeled as toxic, controlling, and insecure. So men often just accept the imbalance quietly. And that's why women tend to be more powerful players in most relationships, because attention is everywhere. Women receive it passively just by existing in the world, and they can actively seek it through social media. They go for nights out or entertain admirers. And if you ask them, they'll say, it's nothing, it's just admiring me, it's nothing. That nothing can replace you as a man. And that is a threat to you every day, even though you do not know it. Because when she feels that you are not behaving right, she can just monkey branch to another person. But men do not have these privileges because it's blocked. It's seen as him cheating. But for women, it's not seen as cheating. And why is it so? Because what men hold dear is just only one. It can be pinpointed, which is sex. But what women want is attention, and attention can come from a whole lot of sources. It's nearly impossible to constrain the flow of attention. Some cultures have tried extreme measures covering women from head to toe to block outside attention. But let's be real. Westernized women aren't giving up Instagram any more than they are putting on a hijab. Why would they? No one surrenders power willingly. So here's the point. What's equal isn't always fair, and what's fair isn't always equal. As long as men's sexuality is constrained in committed relationships, while women's access to attention remains wide open, women will continue to hold more power in the dynamics of modern relationships. Okay, that's our quest for today. Please subscribe, like, and share. Someone out there needs to hear this message. Maybe someone like you. Let's spread strength and clarity to those navigating this journey. We'll talk more in future episodes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening, and take care.